Hey yo everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video, and today we're going to be doing my Andrew Cutter Pick of the Week. What's that? Well, if you guys didn't see this video last week, basically what I'm going to do, or try to do every week, is give you guys a overview of this week in DC Comics. Just DC, not the other comics I pick up, like TMNT or Buffy or Angel and Faith. But just DC Comics, give you guys an overview of the week, what I thought of the week, give you guys my pick as my favorite comic of this week, and then give you guys any other updates pertaining to my channel. So without any further ado, let's get into this week for DC. Now for me, I picked up 5 titles this week, which would be Green Lantern, Superboy, Batman and Robin, Batwoman, and also Demon Knights, all number ones. So I don't have to keep on saying number one after all of them. But yes, I picked up all these this week. So, which is my pick of the week as my favorite comic this week? Well, it actually came down to 2 comics that I really enjoyed and I really liked. However, when it came down to the nitty-gritty, I had to pick one of them. And what were those 2 comics? Well, the comics that came down as my favorite comics this week were Superboy and Green Lantern. However, if I had to pick one, it would actually have to be Green Lantern. The reason why I'm picking Green Lantern as my favorite comic this week, Green Lantern number 1, is because it had a little bit more action than Superboy did, and I liked the ending a little bit better. Not to take anything away from Superboy, this was still a really good comic that I really enjoyed and did a new take on Connor. But when it came down to it, Green Lantern number 1 was a great issue. Sinestro was portrayed nicely, I liked Hal in this, and I like the fact that the two are probably going to team up. If they really want to do something with Sinestro as a Green Lantern, I don't see why they had to take Hal's ring away. It would actually be more interesting that Sinestro and Hal would actually have to work together as Green Lanterns, kind of like what they did back in the day when Hal first started off. However, we don't have that. We have the situation we have here. Sinestro as Green Lantern with Hal being powerless. And you know what? I still really enjoyed this comic. It was a good issue. It was fun. It was enjoyable. Good art. And overall good story. So, that is my pick of the week. As for the overall comics this week that I got, which I already showed you, we just got off last week, which was a good week for me. I enjoyed last week. It had a lot of good picks, a lot of good comics. None of them went into the mediocre range. All of them were good or in the very good range. This week, not quite as good as last week, but that's not to say it isn't enjoyable. I really did enjoy Green Lantern and also Superboy. And those were probably my favorite of the week. Batman and Robin and Batwoman were okay. And Demon Knights wasn't bad, but I had to keep on reading through it a few times to really enjoy it as much as I should have. I guess the one problem I had with Demon Knights was just too rushed at me. The pace needed to be slowed down a little bit and a little bit more information given. But, like I said, it wasn't that bad of a week. It was still a good week. I enjoyed this week, and I enjoyed each comic that came out. I think the comics that didn't do so well this week in my picks would probably do better in issues number 2s. I mean, there's going to be a lot of comics that are coming out that are probably going to be more story arc based rather than the individual issues. Example, Action Comics. That isn't going to be as good in individual issues, but as an overall story arc, is probably going to be much better than we think. Demon Knights could be the same thing, because I didn't care for Demon Knights number 1. It was okay. It was kind of more of a letdown than anything, but I think overall, I think the story arc will be better and read better when all together. But yes, overall, a pretty good week. Pick of the week was Green Lantern number 1. As for any updates, just a few. Number 1 is I posted up a video not too long ago of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and I told you guys I intended to continue reviewing the Harry Potter series as I finish each book. And it received, for the most part, positive feedback. So I will continue doing it, and sometime, probably over the weekend, I will put up Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and then later on in the week, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm currently on the 4th book, and I believe at, oh god, what chapter? I'm at the chapter where Harry figures out the clue inside the ball for the second task. 2 chapters after the Yule Ball, a chapter after Rachel Seekers, Big Scoop. I forget what the chapter is called. I think Balls and Eyeballs or something like that. I don't know, whatever. But I probably will be done with book number 4 probably within the next week or so, depending on how school looks. School's getting hot and heavy for me, really hardcore. But I do plan on reviewing those and continue reviewing them, and if you like them, I might do a review of the movies. But as of now, I'm just going to be focusing on the books. I also got a few questions from people about my current thoughts on the DC relaunch as it is now, seeing that I've read some of the comics. And we're kind of in the halfway point of the start of the relaunch. We haven't got all the issue number 1s out. And granted, I haven't read every issue number 1. I only get was it 24 titles that I get. For the most part, my feelings are the same. I am excited, enthusiastic. There are a few things that I'm upset about, like the dissolving of Superman and Flash's marriages, and where the hell is Donna Troy and Wally? Come on, where are they? I'm kind of pissed about that. But for the most part, I'm optimistic, and I'm actually really enjoying things. I think this is a good way for DC to kind of trim the fat off some of the continuity. I know a lot of people are upset about a few things no longer being canon, but if you think about it, there's a lot in the DC universe. If you trim off bits and pieces here and there, make it a little bit more streamlined, it's probably going to be overall better. I mean, we really didn't need... I mean, let me just take, for example, we could trim off the whole New Krypton saga. That would be nice. Or how about, let me just take, for example, I don't know, take another character. Hawkman. We can trim off all the Silver Age of Hawkman and have it just be one Hawkman. So, on a whole, I'm enthusiastic. I think this is a good thing, and I am enjoying it. The content is good. The issues are good, and I am enjoying that, and that's really what matters. I know a lot of people are upset that they're not going to see issue 1000 of Action Comics or Detective Comics. My own personal opinion, and no offense to anyone that is upset about that, but to me, it's just a number. It really is. What really matters is what's in the pages. It's kind of like a lot of people are getting upset trying to figure out the DC chronology. What matters is what's in the pages. If you enjoy the story, that's really what should matter. The only thing I think DC should definitely do is give a history of the DC universe. Kind of like what they did after the first Crisis. George Perez did it up. I think Mark Wolfman was in on him. I know George Perez did it, but I think Mark Wolfman might have helped out. Correct me if I'm wrong, but... where they give a chronology of the DC Universe, a history of the DC Universe. Very nicely done. And then they did it in 0 Hour Crisis in Time also, and I think they should do a chronology just to give a bit of history on what's exactly canon, give us a little bit of a game plan of what we should look at for the continuity and for the timeline. But besides that, like I said, I am enjoying the overall DC relaunch, and all the titles have been making me smile, so I guess that's all that matters. So, with that said, I'm going to end this video here. Expect more DC reviews. Oh, there's one last thing I wanted to say, is I've been reviewing every issue that I've been getting for the DC relaunch the day I get them. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do that for all the issue number 1s. However, upon hitting the next month, which are the issue number 2s, I'm going to be spreading it out throughout the 3 days of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So let's just say I'll get, like, say, Batman issue 2, Wonder Woman issue 2, Supergirl issue 2. I'll review that on Wednesday, and then I'll do all the rest throughout the week. Mostly because school, again, last semester, so I really had to focus on that. But for all the issue number 1s, I'll put them all up on Wednesday, and then I'll spread it out as we go on through the months. So with that said, I will end this video here for real. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.